Yo, what's going on? This is Fetti Fuego. I'm here to do a breakdown on my song Real Men Don't Cry off my album Impulsive Reaction. I always say this on stage, I'm very emotional. It doesn't seem like it, but I tend to shed some tears here and there. When I was working on Impulsive Reaction, I wanted to make myself angry to channel into it, so I was on Twitter a lot. And I would watch a lot of podcasts and all of these rhetorics, and a lot of it was, you ain't a man if you don't do 20 pull-ups, and if you cry, it's all of that typical shit. What hit me was to break down, like, it's okay to cry because it's an emotional thing, it's a human thing, and you shouldn't deny that as it's your existence. It's literally how your body expresses things. Like, you don't even have to cry when you're sad. You can cry when you're happy. It's just a reaction. Hide your emotion, no sign of weakness. Keep it to yourself as a secret. No one can see this, nobody can know. Keep it to yourself or you might just explode. The rhetorics that people will tell you as a man, if you're going to cry, throw on some glasses or get out the room, go somewhere else, make sure nobody sees it. And I think that's probably because of, I don't want to get too deep into it, but this system of belief that they're made to be leaders and all of that, and nobody wants to see their leader break down because it kind of makes the followers crumble under it or something like that. I don't know. I kind of get it. This is just me repeating rhetorics they would throw out there. Constant conditions, complex conflictions, constantly scared that no one will listen. Wipe off those eyes and dry off your vision. Real men don't cry, so don't ruin the image. This was just me getting more poetic into it. I wanted to do words with C's, pierces the brain or the ears a little bit, stuff like that. Is like you're constantly conditioned to not cry and all of that. But then there comes these conflictions in life. Someone in your family passes away, or you lost a lot of money or some shit, or your car is breaking down in the worst time. Like, you're going to tell me I can't cry or, something like that. And that's when things get real complex. So I do it anyways. I looked at my mom and she tells me everything is okay. Share your emotions, share your problems, share everything that you got inside them. My mom, she was always someone to tell me that it was okay to cry if I feel some way. And she never made me feel bad for it. When you're told that, it makes you feel a little better. But, going out into the big world where everybody has their own lessons and their own experience, it's not as simple as doing that. But still, they want to know inside, why must men always swallow their pride, eat everything that destroy inside? Society told you real men don't cry. We're in this everlasting, infinite argument. Some people are always like, well, why do men never show their emotions? Because of this and because of that. I feel like it's not the best approach to try to help men really open up. Feels like a burden. You got to approach it differently to make people understand. Again, society told you, like, it's this system that was built up that men shouldn't do it a lot, if they do it at all. Cry. Real men don't cry. I'm not doing the vocal growls on that. Yeah, that was my first time doing vocal growls. Really fun. Little hard to do when I'm performing it live, but that's when I was like, oh, I love doing these. I got to do more of those. Fuck it. I'm gonna keep to myself. Real men don't cry. Give a fuck for our health. Why? Why must it be this way? Something that we can't explain, but still, it's just the way it is. Again, this is going back into like how verse 1 is. We can talk about it all we want. Feels like we're never coming down to that conclusion on why it is. Because, I don't know, life. Constant torture, eat up inside, emotional hoarder. Out of this world, it's not a disorder. I'm trapped up inside and I'm stuck in this corner. I feel like this is like the best way to describe how it feels to hold back tears. Like you're hoarding in all of this emotions that you're having, and it feels like you're just in this corner and you can't escape out of it. And the only thing that you could get that feels a lot more cooler is to just be angry and start raging out. Feel like everything's like there's something that's wrong with you, but there isn't. Because it's the human experience. Prepare to run for your life. Don't run anywhere unless you run from your pride. I can tell that you're scared, but you see from inside. Better man the fuck up and you better not cry. Prepare to run from your life is literally like when people aren't expressing their emotions, they're running from themselves. You don't want to let it out. You're going to be running for the rest of your life. You have to be in that moment. You can't run away from it. Can't drop your pride. We're on that verge of like being tested with your emotions. You don't know exactly what to do. And a lot of times men just either shut down or they just get angry. So as you can see, real men don't cry. Now we rather just bleed. Rather tuck up and hide from society. Anger is one of the more acceptable emotions. You know, it's cool to look tough, and I rather be leaking from my face, from my skin and all of that instead of tears. I don't want to say a dichotomy, but like another metaphor, self-harm for some men who be in that moment that they rather do that than have these emotions, or at least have someone who can accept their emotions. It goes into this next transition of how the men react to it and why they won't open up. Because we don't want to be judge as we breathe, judge as we walk, judge as we talk, judge everything that we feel as we are. I can look into how I felt, and I did a little research to see how other men feel. They feel like they're being too criticized. And again, that's true. It's just about an approach on how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what's the right way of going about it, but more of just giving my insight on where the argument's coming from on both sides. When they constantly try to get something out of me, I can feel it in all my anatomy. Fuck it. I cannot show complaint. Constantly keep something in me, restrain its emotions, and they say I can't show it, but it's built up inside me like explosion. Bang. Like I said, I'm looking at it through how men would explain their, I don't want to say side of the story. I'm explaining their experience. What I like about this part is how when they're trying to explain it, they can't necessarily get their words out. This aggression's getting built up until bang, bro, get the fuck out my way. I don't give a fuck about what you do say. Don't show me love because I only know hate. Real men don't cry. No, we only rage. This is through the experience of a male trying to explain their side, and ends up with just being rage, reaffirming that real men don't cry. This is one of my most personal and favorite songs. I love to perform it, love to hear it. Super dope. Check out Real Men Don't Cry. Check out the Impulsive Reaction if you haven't, or if it's been a while. I'm Fetti Fuego. This was my lyric breakdown. Peace.